Hi, this is Ernie. I'm that guy who had 6,000 in his checking account to now having millions of dollars. For those who have been watching my video, I've been getting a lot of questions about, hey, I apply for option trading approval and I have not been approved. What do I need to do differently so that I'll be able to get an approval? So I'm going to show you how I apply, because this particular account, this is a Fidelity account. I only have option one because this is something that I opened many years ago. I never approved for or never applied for level 2 or level 3 or even level 4. So let me show you how it's done so that you'll be able to replicate. So this is a Fidelity application. It's going to ask for some personal information. And as you guys know, I'm married with 2 kids. And it's going to ask for investment trading experience. If you write 1 year, then they're going to know that you don't know what you're doing. And most people who have very little experience in stocks usually don't have any experience in options. And they created this program so that you don't lose all your hard-earned money. So if you choose less than 1 or even 1 or 2, they're not going to approve. So in my case, maybe it's better that you don't until you have a little more exposure. But for me, it's 5 years. And how many years of trading? If you write less than 1, they're not going to give you an approval. They might give you a level 1 approval, but in most cases, it's not. So 5. An index option, such as SPY. This is when you buy an ETF. So what do you typically do? I tell them that I have more than 5 years of experience. And it's going to ask you about your annual income. There's no way for them to verify this. So I don't want you to be dishonest, but if you make it sound like you don't have enough, then they're not going to approve. So annual income, more than 100,000, estimated net worth, more than $500,000, liquid net worth, more than $500,000. And then I'm going to click next. And then they're going to ask you a question about your employment status. Not employed, retired, employed, self-employed. They want to know where the source of income is. So if you're not employed, meaning you're going to rely mostly on this, they don't want you to lose all of them. So you might have to put retired, employed, or self-employed. And then you click next afterwards. So I'm sitting as a board member. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write some information about what I have, or for those who are self-employed, you could do the same thing and you fill out some of these informations that they're looking for. And then it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. So this is my, so tier 1, you could buy calls, you could sell cover calls. So this is the one that I do mostly. So that's what matters to me. You could roll cover calls. So price goes above, so you want to roll while making money. The same thing, buy puts, cash cover puts. So basically, this is what I need. But if I want to apply for something more, then I need to fill out all this information. But for those who are watching my video and learning how to do what I do, tier 1 usually is sufficient enough, because selling cover calls is pretty much what I do, and selling cash cover puts is pretty much what I do. But here I'm going to say I'm going to do more spreads, and of course you got to put risk. As you know, if you do short term, then it says trading is not suitable for you. Even conservative, because people who are conservative, they don't do options. Over here, balanced, then they allow you to do cover 1, level 1, but they're not gonna allow you to do this. So you need to do either growth or aggressive growth or most aggressive. In that case, so anything above growth, you'll be able to get an approval. So spread, and then you click next, and then you press confirm that all the information is correct. And now all the information they are required to give it to you by law. And then you eventually have to sign agreed and then click. And I'm gonna cover this particular account so you can see my account info, but now you're all set. Spread has been added. So I'll be able to do as much option trading as possible within my IRA account. Hopefully this process was easy. It only takes about 5 minutes for you to do it. And then once you make some trades and once you start selling some contracts, and then what you do is you call your brokerage account. Why? Because you want to save money. Typically, if you use Vanguard, my wife's account, she spends, I think it's $1 per contract. Charles Schwab, I think the default is 65 cents per contract. So for somebody like me who's selling over 5,000 contracts a week, it's actually a lot of money. So what do we need to do? We need to make a couple trades and then call your brokerage account. Why? Because they're able to do this for you. We are confirming the discounted commission. Rather than 65 cents, as you can see from here, I'm only paying 30 cents. If you don't trade enough, they're not going to give you a discount. So you got to make some trades. And this is the typical thing that I do. I either tell them, yeah, my commission is so much better, so I'm thinking about moving somewhere else. Then they typically say, hey, what do you typically pay? And you tell them what you pay and they try to match it or at least lower in order for you to stay as a customer. But if you have, let's say, $500, which might not be sufficient to do options, but if you have a small amount of money, they're like, oh, I don't really care. But if you have enough, then they want to retain you, so they're willing to lower the rate. Another way that has worked out really, really well for me is I call them and say, I'm willing to put more money in, move money from my E-Trade, from JP Morgan or UBS, somewhere else, put more money in if you can give me a preferential rate on option trading. And that's what Charles Schwab has been doing, lowering it from 65 cents to 50 cents and then eventually 45 and now 30 cents. And 30 cents, I think it's the lowest they'll ever go. But if you have a lower, please let me know so I can try to negotiate. But so that you'll be able to save more money, because whatever money you save, you can go buy more shares, which will eventually, hopefully, will help you get more money down the road rather than paying that commission to your brokerage account. I know this might not be relevant for everybody, but some of those my followers who have been asking for this particular information, I promise I will do a video, and here it is. So, but if you're stuck somewhere and if you're not able to get an option approval, send me a message or comment in this video and let me try to find out how I can help you. Or maybe what I can do is I can walk you through as part of this chosen, this thing that we're doing, right? The Uncle Bert Challenge. Maybe I can do a Zoom call and help you fill out that application so that you'll be able to get an approval for options trading. But either way, Israel attacked Iran, market is down. I think it's temporary. Hopefully we're not going to have a full-scale war somewhere, but we don't know. But today, because of the market is down, a lot of my options are going to expire worthless. But financially, it's good. Actually, it's not good because I want my stock options to be exercised. I can make more money. But hopefully, nobody got hurt. There was not a lot of injuries out there. And hopefully we'll be able to somehow come up with a peaceful deal to end conflicts in Middle East. I sincerely hope that. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And please don't forget to like, repost, and comment if you have any specific questions. Or if you have a sensitive topic, please send me direct messages. Ever since my last video, it's been bombarded, but I'll eventually get to it. All right, have a good weekend. Bye-bye.